What exactly is one of the things that publicly you think that people got wrong? You're saying that there's all these stories that people got wrong.
Well, you know me. You've known me for a long time, and you've known a little bit about some of the drama and different relationships. One of the most important things I never really publicly addressed in a major way was the relationship with Tyga and the Kardashian situation and how all that got spinned and turned around. And there was a lot of mistruths.
That became a huge story
It
because
was outrageous.
all
What
of a
was the
sudden,
mistruth? Yeah.
you get involved. So for those that don't, like the public story
Yes.
was, and this is very brief, that Tyga was cheating on Kylie Jenner, right? With you.
Yes, and he was.
And well,
There you go. Today
right.
I said it.
And then they, whatever, and then it became a social media thing. And
But
all
that
this
really
stuff.
wasn't the whole subject of the situation. Someone was impersonating me on Instagram. They made like 20 different Instagram accounts, and they were threatening to release some sex tape, which doesn't exist to my knowledge because we never shot a sex tape, at least not aware of such a thing. And someone was threatening to like extort to, release this sex tape. They didn't give this money. It was psycho. It was insane. The world was like coming at me so hard. And I never addressed it because I didn't want to like make any wrong decisions, say the wrong things. I really just wanted to protect him in every way that I could.
But let me ask you, did you out him?
No.
Okay. Because I'm saying people have said
as far
you
as
out
his lawyers,
people.
as far as his lawyers were concerned, and what they told me, when they were working with my lawyers. And by the way, I was under strict settlement negotiation agreement or negotiation situation the entire time.
Settlement for?
They were trying to buy me in confidentiality.
Okay.
And I wouldn't agree to anything. I didn't want any money from him. I just wanted him to tell the truth so I could move forward with my life.
Let me ask you, when you say you wanted him to tell the truth, you wanted him to admit that you guys were
He
together?
didn't even have to admit that. I gave him a written statement and everything that he could have just did a joint statement saying that we were just friends. People just made up this salacious story and, standing up for, trans rights, simply saying, you shouldn't discriminate against my friend because we're friends, blah, blah, blah. I made it easy for him. But apparently he had already lied and said he didn't know me to whoever he was dealing with. But his attorneys and my attorneys knew the truth.
But you didn't out him.
No, I didn't. As far as his attorneys said to me that his phone was hacked and the messages, they told the public the messages were not real. His penis pictures were real because those were released, but that his phone was hacked and they were trying to figure out who the hacker was. So I never outed anyone.
Wait, his phone was hacked. I don't know what you mean.
They said that the messages weren't real, that someone took either that he was hacked and someone took the nude pictures of him and released them, or that someone that he was seeing that wasn't me released the
Like
dick
one of the
pictures
fake
him.
accounts or whatever. it
No,
was.
not the fake accounts. Someone else that he had dealt with before
Jesus.
me, like a
see.
normal genetic girl.
I see.
That he had sent in confidence these pictures, had released them or something of the sort.
Why is there so much embarrassment about it from these guys?
Well, the world did humiliate him. The world was attacking him. So I did understand at the time, and I was trying my best to be as cool as possible about it and be really protective of
But
him.
they didn't humiliate him. Like, why not just say, like, yeah, this is who I am, and this. If you get caught cheating, I get getting caught cheating stinks. No one, I've gotten
True.
caught. It's embarrassing. And
But it's
I
also-
got caught too, though.
You were in a
I
relationship.
was in a relationship, so it was embarrassing for me. And my person was high profile, more so than him. So that's another reason why I stayed quiet.
Right. Whereas you are sitting there going like, this becomes a story, it becomes a public thing. And when it becomes a public thing, not by your doing,
Yeah.
you start getting lied about.
It was
So
terrible.
you've got no other option than to come forward and say, no, all right, fine. Here's the story. I wasn't going to say it. Here's the story.
Even a year later, every time I turn around, there's like Google alerts and there's all kinds of people putting out articles. Like even a year later, when I'm not doing anything,
Right.
No press for it, not discussing it whatsoever. I'm constantly being tagged and dragged and stuff. So it's like okay.
But it has raised your
I'm an
profile.
adult.
On some level, you have to like it because it's like it's not. They're not saying you're a
Well,
shitty
how
person.
did it benefit me at all?
When you become
Financially destroyed me. Personal relationships. The person that I was actually in love with, I had to walk away from
Why?
because I didn't want that to happen to him. I didn't want him to be publicly shamed like that. I didn't want him to experience what that felt like for the other person.
But why public shaming if the person is open about? Meaning, if you're dating someone and you're dating that person, and all of a sudden, hey, you both like each other and you're dating, where's the shame in it?
I get it. When you have a major contract, when you have endorsements, when you have other things going on in life, I am understanding to the idea that society has not completely accepted us.
You
yet.
got to
So
protect a brand.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm very understanding to those things. You know what I mean? I definitely took those things into consideration. And it wasn't that we were particularly cheating. we had been seeing each other for a few years. But I believe during the time that he had started dating this girl, and he didn't tell me anything about her.
You talking about Tyga right now?
Yeah. We had at least spent a couple of times together during the time, depending on when they started dating.
Right.
I was seeing him since 2013 until right before all this stuff happened.
Yeah.
And then I found out. So
How'd you meet?
How we meet? He contacted me through one of his friends when I went to one of the concerts and asked to see me.
It's amazing how often that happens, and that's the way it happens. And then, like,
See, that's a different message. I just took like, wow, it must be cool to be a rapper.
you just start rhyming words in your head, going, maybe I can make a career out of this.
Yeah.
But I wasn't angry at him. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't angry at him. I didn't feel like he was a bad guy. I still don't. People just mishandled the situation. A lot of people didn't know the truth. So whoever were doing their job for him obviously didn't know any of the true details of the situation. So they just thought, someone's bucking with him. Let's take her down.
Yeah.
So I tried to understand that. But then at the same time, I have your lawyer and my lawyer discussing things every single day for a month or more. And you're telling me to be quiet.
Who mentioned it first?
Who mentioned what?
The whole thing.
The whole situation? I have no idea. It was released to, the text messages and pictures were released to someone, and it ended up in somebody's blogs and articles, and it just spread like wildfire. I woke up to my Instagram literally blowing up. That's how I found out.
So you didn't release the text messages?
No. It's still
So
to
she
this
was-
day, I have asked them to say that publicly numerous times. They knew that I did not release anything. There's no proof or no such thing because it didn't happen from me. They were saying that his phone was hacked or someone else released the stuff. So how the hell did I release anything? By that basic truth and statement that his attorney said it was sent from someone else, that nude picture. If that's the case, from my text messages, how the hell did I release them? If you're saying that I didn't do it off the top. But they didn't make it a big deal. They kind of just threw that tidbit in really quickly.
And you'd have to imagine, like, if they knew that you released it, you would have been sued like crazy by now, right?
Of course.
Yeah. The fact that you haven't been is probably the most
There's nothing they could
damning
have done
evidence
to
there is.
me.
Right, right.